Hey guys, what's happening? Andy here. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different to usual, but we're going to be looking at the Mortal Kombat trailer, a bit late to the party, but I've been seeing the trailer, day of release. I've been following this film for a long time. It looks amazing. I've seen a lot of speculation online, so I'm just going to go down, give my thoughts as we go through the trailer, and reveal who I think Cole potentially is. That I can't believe has not been brought up so far as we are. So I'm going to get into it, and I'll just hit the pause button. I'll talk over the trailer, and when I get to a certain part, we'll note the time. We'll come back to it, and then I'll flick to who I believe Cole could potentially be, aside from the obvious choices that people have gone for, being a descendant of Scorpion or Sub-Zero. So here we go. We'll go full screen, hopefully, and we're on our way. So we've got Sub-Zero here.
I learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil.
Special Forces with
to capture a wanted fugitive.
I think he's in Brazil.
When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds.
Absolutely amazing shot. And then we go for the first, not fatality, but brutality. So there we go. We've had Jax's arms off now. There were a bit of hate online, and I saw it on Mortal Kombat forums and things about, oh, it wasn't Sub-Zero, it was Ermac. It was never Ermac. I mean, it may be canon now, but there's no real true canon answers to what happens to Jax's arms. Initially, he just wanted to be a better fighter, to obviously go into Mortal Kombat. I think it was Annihilation actually probably got the closest to what canon is where he finds the cybernetic arms and he goes, worst scene in history. But I think we've had Baraka's removed him in the past, and we had Ermac in Mortal Kombat 9, 10 was it? And the directors said that, you know, as I say, there's not a 100% canon thing unless you go back to sort of Mortal Kombat 2, but they just want to do their own spin on things and, you know, take some liberties but not too many that's going to offend. So those that are offended or upset by the Sub-Zero taking of Jax's arms, and you need to go back and learn a bit more about Mortal Kombat and go back to the beginning and not just sort of the 9s, 10s, 11s where we're at now with Jax's arms.
The target has superhuman abilities.
So we've got Sonya there and Cole. Jessica and
It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark?
So the birthmark, I mean, you wouldn't grow up seeing that's a birthmark, as it were, would you? I mean, you've got a dragon on your chest in a circle. There's going to be some reason to this later, whether it's a branding, because it looks like a burn mark more than a birthmark, so to speak. So we will get answers to what this is later on in the film. Speculation at the moment, but I do feel it's going to be some form of branding which falls into line later on when we come back to it.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
This part, just a quick point out here, he's speaking to Cole, but as you can see on the steering wheel, he's got human hands, he's got human arms here, so he's not quite at that stage yet where he's met Bihan Sub-Zero. He's not had his arms taken from him as of yet. Just a quick observation. This is one of the first speculations that he's a descendant of Scorpion. I think this is a bit of a... what's the word? It's leading you down the rabbit hole, but you're going down the wrong hole with this one. I think there's a few bits in this trailer. I mean, I think it'd be too obvious if he was, Jubei or one of the descendants of Scorpion, a rebirth, if you like. I'll pick up on them as we go, but I think there's a massive overlook going on here.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world.
In Outworld. This, now, again, a lot of speculation who this guy is. Some are saying it's Kung Lao. I think there was a scene in one of the games or the comics where this looked. Some people are saying he's looked. I mean, look at his traps. They're huge, aren't they? So he's really muscle defined. But you've also got this hand, like his hands look slightly clawed, and so he looks slightly inhuman, slightly bigger than what human is. Now it could be emphasised, but with just his build, you've got his baldy head going on here. I think there's more going on than what meets the eye. Again, there's also this guy here who, just a passer in the crowd, or is he? Which, again, we're going to come back to. So we're at 48 seconds, so we'll come back to that when I do my final thoughts later.
Reference a great tournament.
This part, you've got Sub-Zero and Shang Tsung meeting. Obviously, you can see around the map, the stage. I mean, what I like here is it does look like the entrance to a Mortal Kombat game, as it were. So you've got, stage setting in, two characters setting in. They're going to introduce each other before we get that, into combat. So you've got the 2D side. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but we've got a lot of frost. I heard somebody say that he thinks this is the after Jax loses his arms. I don't think it is. I think this is after the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight that we see later in the trailer. And I think the tournament side of things may come at the back end of the movie where, Raiden comes, says to Shang Tsung, look, you're invading the human world now. This is not how we've done. Pick your fighters or pick your final warrior and we'll battle it out. Okay, choose your location. He'll say, I want you in Shao Kahn's temple. We'll come and find you, but I'm going to set you a set of tasks, sort of thing, and then you'll get a couple of fights leading up to the final battle.
Of champions.
This part, you get the Flash. Now, I don't know if this is just how trailers work. People are going, oh, it's another sign that he's Scorpion or a descendant of. Maybe that happens, but I don't think that happens at the same part. I think the Scorpion Flash, again, is just another, let's take people away from what's really happening here, and I think somebody's coming in behind him and going, hey, what's up? Or, I think he's noticed maybe a change to his body here, and somebody's coming to fetch him. I don't think the two, could be wrong, but I don't think them two, the Scorpion, Flash, and Cole, I don't think they go together in the movie.
That dragon marking?
Here we have the kunai now, obviously, in the initial Mortal Kombat. Get over here, it was just sort of appearing. They've had it sort of as a spectral summon, if you like. They've had the hand thing, which I didn't think were too bad, and I didn't think too much about it. And my initial thoughts as a kid when I saw the initial Mortal Kombat, it come out his hand, I was like, oh, okay. But later on, it just, kunai on a rope, which you can see it was a gardening tool back in the day, and obviously this is a throwback to it, I presume, with his son, and his wife, where they used to keep the little vegetables, and this comes to hand, desperate times, desperate measures.
I think it's an invitation.
Here, I missed it on first viewing, but you can see his wife frozen. I thought this was blood on her slightly, but it's not. It's just growths on the trees. But yeah, you've got his wife and child frozen. Sub-Zero's been here, or there's something else down here dead as well by the looks of things. I presume one of just of the guards, or one of the Ashiguru type people. One little peasants, servants, friends, one of the tribes, clansmen. So yeah. You've got Sub-Zero's obviously been here, Quan Chi, to obviously take Scorpion's family away from him, which sets the feud down the path that we all come to know and love.
To fight for something known.
And then you've got this absolutely epic scene here.
As Mortal Kombat.
Absolutely fantastic. Sword. Not sure who that's going to be. Somebody's ever been killed. Whether that's Sub-Zero going through Scorpion, or whether that's somebody just being killed. 16. So again, another Outworld. You've got People, this is Johnny Cage. No, this is Lewis Tan. This is Cole Young. It's nobody else. Sonya, Liu Kang, and Kano. Kano again. I've heard a lot. Oh, he's working with the good guys. Again, looking for those that disagree. And they can't believe they made Kano a good guy. Look into his past. It's only through perception that you believe that he's the bad guy all along. He's sort of an anti-hero at parts. He gets forced to work with them. Again, there's different stories. He does defect at points as well, so which I think he will do later on down in the film. I think he's going to be a Captain Boomerang of the film. He's going to be a comic relief, but I don't think later on down the line we're going to see evil Kano. So we'll see both faces of him. Okay.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
So there we've got Kano. Got a random looking chain around him, so he's got no eye, he's got no damage to his face here whatsoever. We've got a lot of electrical components behind him. You can see all these are normally like little where you keep components and screws and things. You got all these electrics here, so where maybe that factors into his eye at some point, but there's no damage to his eye as of yet. So I presume, I don't know if this becomes before the Sonya fight or another fight. His eye gets taken from him as a punishment. He gets forced to help him. They pop an eye back in him, or that comes a bit down the cyber things later on. But again, there's no damage to his eye as of yet. But I think this is sort of a taste of things to come. As I say, with all the electricals and bits, they've obviously got bits in here. I don't know where you get an electrical eye from here, or who's the electrical eye genius, but then we've got the laser eye. So I think at this point you've seen some of the promotional material. I can't quite work out where they are here, but there's definitely some sort of gouge here. So they're either underground or he's fired his eye and it's sort of ripped it down here. This is a fatality. You can see the sparks coming off. There's also a shot later of Kung Lao defecting it, so I think this might be the same shot. I think you've seen on the posters and promotional that he's got his eye battle damaged. I think that eventually comes away in either a fight. It'll either get ripped away or he'll melt it away, and then you'll get the classic Kano look.
I'm
Liu Kang mastering his fireball there. Looks amazing in costume.
Thanks, Jax.
Henchman. A lot of speculation who this could be. I can't remember. There is an Outworld Guardian. This looks more like Netherrealm with all the spires and spikes, a bit like the Mortal Kombat film. Again, I've not seen too many pick up on this, but in Mortal Kombat 2, you had the Jax clap, and it's gone from there. So this guy's getting fatalities. His head's going to get burst like a grape with Jax's T800 arms and his finely pressed jeans. So there's a fatality there. I think Jax also did have a jump at some point as well, where he used to jump down on people, so maybe that's a throw to the jump as well. I'm sure he used to come down and either pound on them or he'd just jump up in the air, a bit like Goro's or Shiva's. But yeah, you've got the Sonic Clap, as I like to call it. Fatality coming right there. This is where Lord Zordon appears, and the Power Rangers. Out of all the trailer, I mean, you've got the Kung Lao, Liu Kang. The hat looks great. The armor looks great for Kung Lao. Very hard to do. The biggest thing, like a lot of people have moaned about a lot of different things in this trailer, which I don't get. This in the middle here just looks so. There's probably an answer for it. There's probably a teleport to Netherrealm, Outworld. He just looks so out of place to me, and that's the only part in the trailer that like goes, and I just think of Power Rangers. I just want to see. What's his name coming? And Lord Zordon appear, and he's like, I'm in wrong film. This is not Power Rangers anymore. Go away, Ludi Lin. But we move.
Kung Lao.
There you have the laser and Kung Lao deflecting. So very much looks like Jax's. I'm wondering if this is where Jax defects or they put the eye in for him. And he tests it, and it's like, oh, hang on a minute. And then it cuts to Kano, and he's like, and I hope there's not a fatality here. But this is maybe where Kano escapes and goes and does his thing, to serve the other side of the fence, as it were. Maybe. Raiden appearing here. Absolutely amazing shot. Another shot of Raiden. Absolutely no qualms in how he looks at all. Jax again, looking pretty good, to be fair.
Is in our hands.
The shot there I missed. I don't know if we can get back. See if we can. Oops, gone too far. Ah, we had it.
Our hands.
There. Okay, so again, Cole Young looking absolutely normal there. You can see Kano's face now has took its battle damage. There's somebody obviously in front of him here now, whether they're teleporting and he's powering up the Lord Zordon thing. And then you've got Kitana's fan here. This, to me, I mean, there's obviously something behind Kano. There's a few bits and bobs there, and there's this. For an Easter egg, this is too prominent for me. It just looks so out of place for it not to have a reason. So I think Kitana gets a mention in this film. Now, whether she's off already in Outworld doing her thing, you know, it just seems too in your face for it just to be a random Easter egg. It's too bold. It stands out too much, worse than Lord Zordon's pod over there. But, yep, off they go. They've been summoned onto Outworld. This shot, unbelievable. Scorpion looks absolutely fantastic. This is Cole Young. Again, you can't quite see it, but if you brighten up the scene, you can see that he's looking beef and there's something going on with his skin or armour. There you go, in the light you can see it now a little bit more. He's got these funky looking wraps going on. Definitely something going on with the skin. I don't think it's armour, I think it's skin. Or both.
No matter how many of my people were put on the ground.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Just look at it. Oh! Kung Lao, there's obviously some training going on there with Lewis Tan looking normal, a bit bruised and work for bear. So Melina, a lot of people had issue with this. I have no issue. I can see on her face there are slits here. I don't know why people aren't having this. The guy, directors have said as well that we've not seen her in a full final form yet. You fools! It's not even my final form. I think at point, whoever she's stabbing here, but I think these do open. Trailers are not always finished. I mean, if you look at the Venom trailer, there was one part where I thought they'd give him like telekinesis and it weren't in the film. He's got great axe arms and then he knocks all the table out. So I think maybe here we see more of a reptilian looking tongue and it opens up and you see all the teeth and everything. So I've got no issues with how she looks. I know I can see the scars down her cheeks. I know they open up. There's a reason for that. I think people are just picking for the sake of picking it. But so far, yeah, no issues there.
We will not fail.
Shao Kahn. Some people speculated that this was the Shao Kahn. I think we're just looking at a statue. I mean, if he does come out and start walking towards you, with the Donnie Darko ears there, what you see cannot be unseen. But I think Shao Kahn, maybe we get a Mortal Kombat 95 stinger where he appears at the end. I'd hate to see Shao Kahn appear for 5 minutes at the end and get annihilated. I think that'd be an absolute waste. I think we're definitely getting enough interest with this film and it looks good enough to get a sequel, and that's where Shang Tsung gets defeated. Shao Kahn's like, you fool, and he'll do, and then we might get the invasion of Earthrealm, take part in the next films. Here you've got looks like Cole stood in front of Sonya again, lucky boy. You've got the invader of the next scene. You can see just here coming down, we've got Reptile coming down, which looks like his Deception form. I believe it was Deception where what did actually look like a reptile, not just a colour palette swap character. And using his invisibility, stepping down. Shang Tsung, we've got what looks to be Melina and Sub-Zero behind him. This part, a lot of people are going, oh, it's smoke. It's Cybot. To me, that's Sub-Zero. Now, it could be either Cybot or Smoke. I don't think it is personally. I think it's just a way of them getting around. You can see some sort of like circly area behind them. You saw a similar thing in the previous scene. He looks exactly the same, the armor as Sub-Zero. I just think it's the shadowing. I personally think this is just another Easter egg, if you like, oh, that could be Noob Cybot. I mean, it could be, or it could be Smoke, but I think it's just sort of an Easter egg, like a nod to the fans sort of thing. Liu Kang mastering his fire for an absolute multi-shot. Sets off this part. You can clearly see he sets the dragon off in motion. We've got him fighting Cabal here. Whether this is the fatality that kills him or leaves him badly scarred, but you can see the hook swords. That blew my mind, and this is another part that I'm going to come through here. So we've got people again like, who's this character? It's a new character. So now we've got the red band around the trousers, and we've got badly CGI'd Cole, and we've got Armor looking very rocky and solid, isn't it? And Goro absolutely blew my mind. I didn't expect to see him. I think he looks really well. Obviously, clearly CGI. Looks a bit orcish, World of Warcraft. But again, when I saw this, it was just like, I can't believe we're getting Goro. But again, I hope he's not just a 5-minute throwaway in the film. It'd be sad to see if they went down that route. They just got all these characters in there with like death. I hope we don't see that. I want to see more of this type. A thing setting up for sequels, like you got beat down, you're coming back later. But again, so we've got 48, and then also a minute later, 1 minute 47, we've got this scene which we'll come back to at the end of the breakdown. There's absolutely amazing shot again. I mean, you can see here Sub-Zero is looking darker. Again, if you do the hue, you can see he's blue. He's got the blue there. I'm not sure what he's throwing his ice at or why. I think unless there's something behind him that's shattered and he's bringing that down as like the money shot, or if there's something missing in the scene here. But he's clearly on Earth, modern day. But again, just a glimpse. That looks to be Cabal again. You can see here he's got sort of the hook sword here. That's his handle going up. Skin looks dirty, but not. It could be charred, but this is the build up to the dragon scene that we saw. Same scene again. Sub-Zero, throwback to I think 9 or 10, where he started bringing up the ice weapons, maybe even before that. But you can see here in the background again. I mean, this is going to be the Scorpion battle, but I think this is where Shang Tsung and Raiden met earlier in the trailer. Scorpion again.
I am Sub-Zero.
This part, now, one or two things going on here. You've seen the cutaway to Scorpion in between them. Obviously, there's a feud there. I don't think they're together at this part. I think he's one of two things. First one is, but with a mask and everything, it's either Scorpion's like, this is the first part they've come together till, his family got killed. And he's like, Bihan, why did you betray me? And he's like, well, I'm not Bihan, I am Sub-Zero. He's like Scorpion's done in the past, like Hanzo Hasashi is dead, call me Scorpion. Or he's caught up with Cole at this part, because I believe in the synopsis it does say that Shang Tsung sent Sub-Zero out on a mission to track down Cole. So I think this is where he's caught up with him. He's got older Cole. The only thing that puts me off that is in a scene that we've just briefly seen. This is the only thing that throws me away from that. Unless, and I think it'd be a bit daft if it did, something that happened, which I won't go into. But the only thing that puts me off is we do see Cole, unless it's two different fights, which I'm sure it's not, is this, they can't be introducing him to Cole, because Cole's already got his body armor, which wouldn't come till later on in the line. But then they've gone on the flip side of that, they've gone from Earth to Outrealm, Neverworld, to come back again. So maybe they do in the story, we don't know. But yeah, epic fight somewhere in this background scene. Missed it. But I'm sure Cole's in the background there. Oh, there he is. Cole's in the background now. There you can see. Ah, look. This is Cole's. This might be the final battle then. That I've only just noticed this. That's the MMA cage. So this is the MMA arena where. Ah. You see something every new. That's the MMA cage where Cole starts his fight. So one of two things happens here, because you can see Cole is not how he looks at the beginning. Now, this is either the beginning of the film or thereabouts, setting up, where Sub-Zero tracks Cole down, introduces him, Scorpion comes in, get over here. Cole's got his body armor on because he's reacted, which is where I didn't want to say anything about it until the end, but we get in there. So he's reacted and gone, sugar plums, what is going on here? Or we come back here at the end of the film. But that's the first time that I've realised that that is actually the cage where Cole Young's character fights. Let me get the trailer. So there you've got Sonya's more gauntlet type things that she's got in the modern Mortal Kombat, so, you know, calling down gunships and things and little drones. You've got Cole again in his body armor, and it looks like a lot of blood coming from Melina there. Again, you've got like the sort of swirly pattern teleporter thing going on. Hanzo absolutely kebabbing somebody's head. Kitana and Melina and missed the money shot, but Reptile getting his heart punched out.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
And then the burning down of all the, if there is any evidence on Kano, and you know that's why he's working for him. All that's gone now, so Kano's free to do what he wants. Right, so there you have it. We've had the Mortal Kombat breakdown. It looks fantastic. A few things that I've not noticed for the first time there. So let's go for the money shot. Who is Cole? So let's go back. Well, we're at 48 seconds. Yeah. Okay, 48. So this guy, Kung Lao. Not like any Kung Lao I've seen, but it's Kung Lao apparently. Or is it? Again, he's got the sort of the hands that look a bit more inhuman. He's got the spike gauntlets. He's got the black trousers on that Cole goes to. His body, he's looking human here. He is looking human, but he's not. There's something about his skin. So then, if we fast forward, so I just want to keep your eyes on that, and then if we go to 147. Looking similar, aren't they? So we've got the red trousers, we've got some formal wraps, and we've got this body that doesn't quite look human. Interesting. We haven't got the bald head yet. And then we've had all the other, not quite MacGuffins, but throwbacks to saying, Scorpion. I had an initial theory that he wasn't. He was a descendant of Bihan, and it was all like a double switch, and you know, you got led to believe one thing, and it turned out it's like, oh, actually, no, he's a descendant of Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero has been tricked, and then Scorpion thought he was a descendant of him, and then you find out it's not, so then Scorpion goes on to want to kill him. I don't think it's any of that. So let's go back. So just to show you the link between the two, you've got the sort of body here, this armour that's looking not quite human. We'll go back to 47 seconds because of what I want to reveal next. So this guy, again, it could just be muscle, but to me, he looks more human, sort of here, and then a bit not. So, who do we have? If I go back to escape. So first thing I want to reveal, first picture, Garrus. Garrus indeed. Looking quite similar, aren't they? Ish. So, and then with the skin, who does Garrus turn out to be? If my knowledge doesn't evade me, Tremor. That's who your boy Cole is. That's the reveal. What's Garrus? From my understanding, it becomes tremor. So where am I getting this from? So in the trailer where you see the yellow wraps with Cole, you see the yellow eyes. So we've got yellow eyes first of all. Tremor, when his first Inception came about, was just another palette swap, and he wasn't yellow. He was like a bronzy colour, which sort of goes in hand with the wraps that Cole's got in the scene. He's got the yellow eyes here, and then when you go to the skin, 147, his skin's changing. So I just think it'd be out there. The chest mark. So if you go to Garrus' Wikipage, so he's Keeper of Time. He possesses godlike strength, which you're going to need. Maybe Sands of Time. He's impervious to death. He's able to cover all manner of wounds, even fatal ones, within a matter of minutes, if not seconds. Garrus has died thousands of times over, and each time come back stronger and wiser due to his mortal lifespan and apparent immortality. He has witnessed various key events through time, such as the Ice Age, Sub-Zero's icy, isn't it? And the Great Kung Lao's defeat at the hands of Goro, and even fought the former before. So, this could be a flashback in time. It could be a current. It could be, hang on, I've fought you before, now I've come back stronger. But he's fought Goro before. We've got the 47-second mark. You know, this doesn't look like Kung Lao's defeat, but again, he's been through the sands of time, so that does the birthmark. So is that some sort of sign? I mean, I could be reaching here, especially on the Garrus front, but they could have, a mixed bag. But it just fits that maybe, he was born with it. So maybe when he dies or whatever, they sort of twist it a little bit that he's reborn, and then he become, that's the mark of it. He sort of has left his stamp, so they'd all just know who he is with his power. So, I don't know, Shang Tsung, Goro, Quan Chi, one of the many others, at the point that they nearly killed him, or they can't kill him as such. They can kill him, but then he's reborn. He has his rebirth, right? So what they've done something where they stamp him, they give him a brand, and that's why they send Sub-Zero after him. So before he realizes his power, that he's this unkillable sort of demigod, deity entity, that he sends him out, and we need to kill him before he gains his power again, because otherwise he's just going to wreck. He's going to wreck us all. So that's it, guys. That's my theory. So I've broke down the trailer for you. But yeah, my beliefs are that I'm going to call him Colt Cabana. Cole Train, baby, is Garrus, is Tremor. So I'm going to leave that there. Again, if you want to discuss, like, comment, subscribe. I enjoyed doing this. It's a bit different to my gaming side of things, even though it merges in a little bit. But, like, comment, subscribe. Please share it. I want to get this, as much content coming out for you guys. If you enjoyed, my FIFA content, if you enjoyed, I'd love to get back into my guitars again, even though that's, days gone. But I'd do that again, and I love doing this. So whatever you want to see, guys, if you want me to talk about games, videos, wrestling, MMA, current events, film theories, anything, let us know. But other than that, guys, I hope that's gives you some food for thought. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.